All right, guys, welcome back to the Passive Money Podcast. My name is Alex and this is Kirby. The previous videos that we were doing were on just being a new real estate investor and different things to look out for. Video topic that we got for this one is analysis paralysis. And this is something that I've suffered from, so that I'm learning to learning to get over. So, Kirby, let's walk these our viewers through it on what that exactly means. Analysis paralysis.
Uh, I got a lot of topics. I mean, I got a lot of stuff to say about this, but I'll just keep it. I'll keep it to the point. Dan Pena said the thing that ticks him off the most is people that always just pulling out a spreadsheet, doing analysis, doing analysis, doing analysis, doing analysis, and they think that they're doing something instead of going out there and actually doing a deal. They think long as they keep analyzing, 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 that they're actually going towards their goal. And And then after you do it for so long, you just start analyzing everything for so long, you will start believe you're doing something. Oh, I'm just analyzing, I'm analyzing. And you're waiting for the unicorn situation, or you're waiting for just that perfect scenario just to land in your lap. It usually don't happen when it comes to real estate. I mean, you can get a unicorn situation maybe once out of 1,000 times, but you got to make the situation a unicorn whenever you're doing a deal. And it's different ways to do that. But sitting there analyzing. So for me, when I look at a rental property, the first thing I do, and I'm trying to do a deal, I'm looking for real estate. Of course, I look at the sale price. I look at the sale price. I look at number of units. And then I look through the description. The first thing I want to know, I am a income investor. That's all I am. I don't care if they were selling shoes. If it produced money on a routine basis, I want in. Right? So only thing I'm buying is cash flow. So the next thing I'm looking at is the rent. So I know what the price is for the property. I know what the mortgage payment is going to be. All right, how much money is this asset bringing in? Will this asset bring in the money to cover the mortgage plus bring me a cash flow on top after factoring in property management, taxes, insurance, and all that? If the number is a wide gap, so the number that they're selling for, the rents they're receiving now, and the gap is wide, like in the previous video where the house is $1,500 a month and they selling it for 300,000. I don't even waste my time. I go to the next one. Now in that same situation where it's $1,500 and it's $3,000 a month, let's say they get $1,500 a month, and then the price they're trying to sell it for is 170,000. It's close. Now it'll pique my interest. Okay, I'll save that one, set that up there, and then I'll go to the next one. And then once I got about 10, 20 that look close to the area or in my 1% area rule, then I start working to see how I can get this number. I mean, myself working to see how I can get this number down, and then try to, see if the taxes and everything right, the insurance is everything right. And then once I can see how I can make this a better situation for me, then I go to reach out to the selling agent. I reach out to the selling agent, or I reach out to an agent or whatever, and get in contact with them, ask them, the questions that we talked about on previous videos: age of, roof, AC, hot water tank, any owner's disclosures or anything like that. And then I find out for the tenants that the tenants find out the rent rolls, and then also get the leases to see how soon will I be able to raise rents to get it up to that 170 number. So if I gotta raise each tenant up $150 to get that 1%, how long do I have to wait to get there? Are the tenants on month to month? Is the tenant's lease about to be up? What opportunities do I have? And then I just go from there and then proceed to move into the deal. But sitting there looking at the deal, crying, bitching, moaning, complaining, why do they have the prices high? What is it to do? You can't change it. You can't control stupid. It's a number of reasons why people have a price they sell in the house. It's a number of reasons. If the price is insane, don't stress about it. Just go to the next one. And that's what I find a lot of people when they I'll use, one word at a time. They call it a buy box, or what they want in a property. If it don't fit and it's inside their little zone, let's say they put a 5 or 10 mile radius around their house, that's the only place that they want to invest in, then it's very hard to find what you're looking for as an investor. Sometimes you got to go out of your comfort zone to find it. But besides that, I'm not sitting there wondering why somebody is doing something when they're selling a product. If you don't wonder why. If you don't go in the Gucci store or the Louis Vuitton store and be like, why is it selling for so much? And think that the price is gonna come down because you keep asking it. So don't expect these people that got exorbitant amount of prices on there to do it. Just move on to the next one because there's always another deal out there. And that's my view on the analysis paralysis. So my
Yeah.
question to you is, why do you what do you think your hiccups is, or why do you or what headaches you run into analyzing deals,
So
or what makes you want to overanalyze deals?
yeah,
Since you
so
say you in this situation,
I would say it's probably just being a completely new game to me. I think I'm letting emotion get to me, to be honest, because hearing everything you just said, it was running through my mind. What is the difference between the stock market, analyzing the charts, and just saying, okay, here's a support level. That's my price for my buy-in. The stock price is up here. I'm gonna wait for it to come down because I know eventually or it's overbought and it'll bring its way back down.
right?
Same concept when I negotiate deals when I'm buying inventory from other sellers for, my antique business. Is the same concept where a seller may have an item that's say it's worth 275 and they're selling it for 240, but I'm going to offer and see if they'll take 215. It's the same concept, knowing, maybe even at 240 I can make it work, but it'd be even better at 215. And especially, we didn't mention that you hadn't mentioned it in this video, but understanding the seller's situation. I can say from like just selling antiques and building relationships with people, if you can understand the seller and just let them talk, or maybe in real estate you have to hear the listing agent say all of that. But in selling and negotiating antiques, a lot of sellers would just open up, yeah, man, I'm trying to, make this sale because I have to pay my bills or pay this. And they're at a point where you can lower the price. And it's not like preying on the weak, but you know that they're in a situation where you're still going to make them a fair offer, but you can get the price down to what you want. And I would say I just got analysis paralysis because it's just the concept of, oh, this is a whole new game. And I'm thinking of it completely different when the pure facts are it's just making a deal.
It's the same thing. So I'm gonna ask you. So when you're doing deal, when you're selling, buying inventory, let's just say a guy comes, or a guy, girl, whoever, uh, they're selling, uh, say a helmet. The helmet is worth, from whatever, antique selling, brainwaves you got going. The helmet is worth $1,000, but they're selling it for 500. Or they're selling it for $5,000. Do you try to negotiate to get it to 1,000, or do you move on to another product or another piece of inventory to look at?
Yeah, exactly. Just blow them off and move on. Exactly. Same
That's
kind.
the same. That's the same thing. It's
Yeah,
the same. It's the same thing. The only difference between a house and the antiques, the cost is way higher.
right.
The capital that you're using is way higher, but it's the same thing. Don't let don't let thinking overthinking it. I mean, you're supposed to do your homework, you're supposed to put in the work, but putting in the work, like everything I described before, of getting the house, doing the numbers, looking at that stuff, that's only a tenth of it. You still gotta call, get pre-approved, put in an offer, get the offer approved, pay to get an inspection, and then negotiate again. And then after you negotiate to get the price that you want, inspection, negotiate again, then you still probably want to go negotiate rates with whatever lender you're going to do to try to get the lower interest rate. it's a process in this, but sitting here at step one of just finding the deal and sitting here harping on a helmet that's $5,000 when you know it's only worth 1,000. What's the point? Just go to the next one. Go to the next one. And that's and that's and that's what you do. You build a game plan of, hey, do this. All right, I got my list. Now go see which one I can get. Get under contract. Let's see what better financing I can get. So even though you agreed on a number on the contract, you use an inspection to maybe find. I mean, you want to find everything that's wrong with there or with the property, but maybe the things that he finds wrong with the property, he or she, the inspector, finds wrong with the property, can bring the price down lower. Even though the contract said 200, that don't mean you can't get it for 180. Actually, the last property I did here in Florida, the contract said 200. 5 days before the closing, the deal was closed at 175. That's what you do. But it's a lot of things that go in there before that. So if you sit here analyzing, you're 1% done and you still got a long way to go. So set up your parameters, do it over again. And when you get a group of 2 or 3 properties that you maybe can put a deal on, then start to the next step. But if you stay at step one the whole time, you're gonna stay at step one forever. And being at step one, you're really not doing the work. You're just playing around, acting like you're doing it.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Completely true.